Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I think we were saying that we have to wake up the people. I think our moderator did a fairly decent job of waking them up. And Arvind Baveja entering, all woke up. So we didn't have that much of a problem to having people to wake up. And of course, I think Chaco, as usual, gave a fine storytelling of how the industry is growing in the country. A few harsh facts. While I tend to agree that the beauty industry is good, there are certain things that all of us need to recognize. This industry is growing by leaps and bounds. It's very exciting. And if you look at a Price Waterhouse Cooper estimate, we expect this industry to be 1 lakh crore, that is 1 trillion rupees, by the year 2050. At the moment, it is bordering at 70,000 crores. And if you look at the split up of this 1 trillion rupees or 1 lakh crore, you have beauty per se, what Chaco was talking about, at 49,000 to 50,000 crore. 25,000 crore is a space occupied by fitness, health, and related activities, and 25,000 crore is occupied by alternative therapy in place. Big numbers. And still growing. The plus point being that the population is growing, unlike China. The purchasing power, all said and done, is growing. And if we were focusing on what was being presented by Chaco, a very interesting scenario that we find emerging is that the brands that have developed in the beauty sector, I don't know the reasons why, but I'm very, very amused to see that you have less of global brands, more of local brands. And that's a big plus for India as a country. Invariably, in the FMCG sector, you have the global multinationals which have dominated the system, always. You immediately recall Lever, Pond's, Procter & Gamble, the likes, or Pepsi and Coke, or McDonald's or Kentucky Fried Chicken. These are the names that come immediately, be it fast food or other things. But if you look at the beauty sector, I, for one, I'm pleasantly surprised that Indian brands dominate the system. And if you look at the emerging brands in the country, it's again Indian brands. There is a story behind it. The story is very simple. People do find that the beauty and the wellness and the fitness segment is growing at an astonishing pace. People of all walks of life now are embracing this industry. Once upon a time, when a guy or a lady said that I want to become an actor or an actress, people had problems, or so my mother tells me. I don't know. I was always having this glamour in my mind, never could make it. Because I didn't have the face, I didn't have the glamour, and I didn't think that I would be good at acting. But if he asked me, during our parents' time, they said that glamour is a strict no-no. A guy should be an engineer, a lady could be a doctor, and you're very respectable. Things changed. From 60s, it went to 70s, 70s went to 80s, and 80s and 90s, if you look at 2000. Similarly, if you look at it, people said when you talk about vocational training, people said it's a strict no-no. Nobody should do vocational training because we felt it's infra-dig. We need a degree in graduation, or you become a chartered accountant. I became a chartered accountant by default because my parents told me to become one. I didn't know the A of accounts after being a physics honors graduate. But then you said that, listen, let me become a chartered accountant because that gives you prestige. Today, I think things have changed. We have become part of the global economy. Being part of the global economy, one major strength that has come in is that technology and TV have become two devastating tools to help you gain knowledge. As I see it, people are not fighting shy of becoming hairstylists, personal trainers, And if you look at their background, they have finished at the class 12, or they have done their graduation, or as Chaco rightly said, they have even become PhDs. I have few cases. And they come back and they are giving a makeover. We have this famous saying in the fitness industry, before and after. How are you looking before? How are you looking after? There's a very simple, interesting example. People ask me, how were you looking before you entered the fitness industry 15 years ago? I gave an answer which may be interesting to you. I said I was a typical tambram from Chennai, having a tikka on my forehead, and more importantly, that I would be having a lot of oil in my hair and having a side parting, which will be on the right-hand side. That was me, typically, a tambram to the boot. Today, things have changed. I embrace fitness. While I can't have 6 packs, I said, let me have at least 1 pack. And in the process, I said, I need to have a makeover. Oh, by the way, it was fun. And if you guys want to know, I genuinely mean when I say it was fun. Because when you go through a transformation, what I call as a metamorphosis, it's an amazing part of life. And fitness, beauty, healthy products, and the wellness sector all put together give you a makeover which is, in my opinion, something to be experienced, to be believed. And in the process, what I've understood very clearly is the maximum number of entrepreneurs today in the new generation, in the form of entrepreneurs pure play, in the form of franchisees pure play, or franchisee-owned corporate operated, it's in the fitness, wellness, beauty industry. And that's a big, big strength. If you look at it, when we have the FMCG sector, it was only multinationals which were ruling the roost. If you look at the beauty, wellness, fitness sector, it's the Indian entrepreneur, people like you and me, who are saying, I don't mind taking the plunge. And I think that's a big, big change that has come in the country. I've been coming for Franchise India deliberations of the past so many years. And one thing I can tell you is that, to the credit of Gaurav and Ritu, I think, Ritu, we need to acknowledge that, the way they have ensured that people are getting attracted towards franchising as a concept is not a joke. It is unbelievable the number of people who are becoming franchisees. I run Golden. I have franchisees in about 55 cities in India, including very quickly in the city of Varanasi. That will be sometime in December. And more importantly, I think what has happened is people are not finding it difficult to take a risk. If you were to ask me 10, 15 years ago whether I would take a risk, I would hedge my bets. I'd say I'll have one leg in profession and one leg in consulting and then see how it will evolve. I think today's generation is asking questions, seeking answers, probing the minds of entrepreneurs and saying, tell me what we can do. We are ready for the plunge. I think that's the spirit that one has to keep in mind and take it forward, because the more the entrepreneurs that we can produce in the country, there's every possibility that this country can move forward at a very rapid pace. But a word of caution. While we can think about things in a very nice manner, I think when we have to look at franchising, we'll have 2, 3 things which are going to go into it. One, you'll have to look at the location, you'll have to look at the training, you'll have to look at the expenses that you incur, you need to look at the best practices that you need to have in place, and above all, we need to have the skill set of the people to be continuously improved. And it cannot be words, it needs to be action. We need to have training schools, and we need to have continuing education program. And finally, we need to say we can and we shall deliver and make this industry ever better in 2 respects. One, growth, yes, we can talk about 20, 25%, but more importantly, standards, best practices, ethical practices, and above all, giving a new dimension to the individual who's a professional turning to an entrepreneur, or a person who wants to become an entrepreneur, ensuring that they have success ahead of them, but knowing that they do have pitfalls. One final thing before I sum up, I want all of you to be listening to the presentations by others after me, and the people who ask the best questions, there are going to be small prizes awarded by Gold Gym India. Thank you so much.